Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's get some music going here. Good morning. Starting to snow again in the D. Starting to snow again a little bit here over in the D. Guess we're going to have one of those winters. Good morning, everybody. Jesus, you're starting early. Good morning, everybody. Tony wants me to keep the snow here. But I want to share. One Tiller, look up mountainmushlab.com. One Tiller, look up Mountain Mush Lab. Two different words, mountain, and then Mush Lab is one word. Mountain Mush Lab. Herbie, the guy in a blue with a wrench next to his name, just gave you the link. mountainmushlab.com for LC. He does extremely good LC work. And chocolates too when he has them. Good morning. Excuse me. How we doing on the secret Santa sign up? How we doing with that out there? Good morning, everybody. How we doing with our secret Santa sign-ups? I got about 5 people yesterday that sent me their email. I'll get it to you this morning, Niffy, after the program. We have some more addresses to add to your list. Okay, we're taking sign-ups through Christmas Eve, and then that's good, exception. And then the exchange part will happen after Christmas, for about a week or so after Christmas. That way you can wait until you get your least favorite Christmas gift, then you regift it. When you regift Mushmouth, you sign up with Niffer Mama. All you have to do is give her your name and address, and then she's going to compile a list and later tell you who your Secret Santa person is. Okay? Let me ask you guys a quick question. This is gift giving ethics 101. If you re-gift something somebody gave you, do you need to tell them Well, that was nice of you, Mark. You'll just pick somebody random? That's nice of you. Do you need to tell them, by the way, I gave away your fruitcake. I really appreciate the thought. The fruitcake looked delicious, but I regifted it. Well, it's just like, no, Pops. You don't rat yourself out. Woz, I think you and I agree on that, but I'm looking for everyone else's opinion. Okay? Tony's like, that's rude. But isn't regifting a little rude? It's not. Regifting is an appropriate use of our resources. Okay? That's my position, and I'm staying with it. Regifting is a very appropriate use of your resources. Oh, Woz. You just can't do it when they're around. I've always told people your gift is a regift. Oh, God. Thanks for all the thought and energy you put into sending this to me. It's out of here. It's better to regift than to throw away. 100%, Derek. 100%. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. If you're going to throw away instead of regift, send it to Papa Roo. Okay? It's rude to give your free cake to the homeless. No. No, as a matter of fact, if you got a pile of regifting, that's the right way to go. Oh, wait, what? Greedy. I like it so much I'm willing to give this crap to I don't want. Oh, regifting, it's its whole ethic. There's an ethic involved, I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping the gift and I handed it to somebody who was eyeballing it. That's just it, though. Usually regifts nobody's eyeballing. Okay? Fruitcake's an automatic regift. I don't care if you like it or not. If you send me a fruitcake, boom, it's out the door. Out the door. Don't send Pops a fruitcake. Okay? I have no idea how old that fruitcake is. Okay? Oh, pick your crap. Oh, okay. I have zero idea the age of fruitcakes. I think there's some out there good 12, 13, 14 years old. Still being regifted. Okay? It should be a law that you have to have at least a date when it was made put on it. Alright? Not tell them who cares how long it expires? Just tell me when it was made. Calico, nobody eats them. They just regift them. Okay? Oh, fruitcake. One of the worst things ever made by man. Okay? No, Joe's. No, Joe, don't tell him that, because they'll send me them. Don't send it to me. Reverse psychology. No. Made in 1855. No. Let's do a regift. Let's do a fruitcake survey very quickly. Fruitcake survey. Who would like to receive a fruitcake? Put your thumbs up. If you would like to receive a fruitcake. Derek, I act like I get one once a month. I haven't seen one in years either. Who wants a fruitcake? Woz, I'm with you. Give me the barf icon or emoji. Okay? Who? Target practice. Okay, JW Owen is down for it. If you've got an extra fruitcake, look for JW. No one else has raised their thumb yet. Okay, Shroomies. Okay, JW's loving them. I'm sorry, I make fun of fruitcake manufacturers. I don't mean that. Okay. I haven't seen one in over 30 years. Fruitcake. What's the second most regifted thing? Fruitcake is by far number one. Okay, Jake's always got 87 fruitcakes coming at him. Jesus Christ, you're creepy. Leave the apple pie alone. We'll have to send you to HR. Oh, wait a minute. You are HR. What's the second most regifted thing besides a fruitcake? Okay. What is the second most? I really don't know. I'm going to look it up. Old DVDs. Who wants an old DVD? Let me look it up real quick. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, let me look it up. What is the second most regifted item? See if they give it to me. Okay, go. Hobbs, look it up. Okay, here we go. While candles consistently rank as number one, candles are the most regifted thing. I'm not regifting a candle. I like my candles. No way, Michael. I'm keeping my candles. The second most regifted item varies slightly by source, but it often includes wine, gift cards. Oh, so you get a gift card from someone and you just turn around and give it to somebody else? Not bad. I'll take that regift. Home decor or novelty socks. Your Santa socks. Regifted, okay? Oh. Common number two items. Why do these items get regifted? Well, subjectivity. Sometimes you don't like the scent of the candle. Sometimes the home decor item they sent you doesn't fit into your decor, your specific type. Functional redundancy. Sometimes you already have 3 desk organizers. Oversaturation. Generic gifts are plentiful and easily passed along. In other words, they have no idea where you got it. Okay. Oh, gosh. One more very quick gift ethic question. Okay, one more gift ethic question. You ready? Okay, here we go. Gift ethics 101. If you bring a bottle of wine or some kind of a spirit, some kind of a liquor, to a Christmas party, okay, and they don't open it at that party, are you allowed to take it home? Can you take it home with you? It's a serious question. I don't know the ethics on that one. Hell no, Pops. But why not? No, Derek Anderson says, Pops, no. Only if you're not caught. Jesus Christ, is that sneaking? Jesus brought 1 bottle and left with 3. Oh. Michael's got 3 too. Okay. So what's the final answer? Okay. Jesus took the fish and loaves with him too. You're out of line. Oh, you're so out of line. So what's the final answer? Can you take the wine bottle back? Can you? Would you? These are serious considerations. I'm going to a party Saturday night. And I was thinking about taking a bottle of wine. Okay? Oh gosh, darn it. Oh gosh, darn, you guys are cracking me up. I have one for you guys. You can't take the wine home, so be sure you drink it while you're there. Hey, that's really good wine. Open up that bottle. That bottle. Yeah, that bottle. Okay. Oh. Oh, you guys are cracking me up this morning. I have one to tell you guys. I regifted. This was a regift that didn't work out. Let me explain. Let me explain you. Okay? You guys know that about 3 weeks ago I went down to my sister's house in Maryland for Thanksgiving weekend, for a week. I was down there for 12 days. Had a wonderful, wonderful time. And it gave me a chance to re-meet some of my grand nieces and nephews who I hadn't met in a long time. I mean, I had met them, but I hadn't seen them 2, 3, 4 years. And they're growing like weeds. And it was really good to get to see them again and reintroduce the Unk Man to them. That's what I am, I'm the Unk Man. And just had a really good time. Well, about 3 weeks before I went down there, I had reached out to each of the grandnieces and grandnephews. And I'd reached out to the parents, my actual niece and nephew. And I said, what could I send your kids? Just a random gift. What kind of a gift would they like? And I got answers back because I was feeling gifty. You guys know Pops. So I'm going to send gifts to people. I was in a gift-giving mood. Pre-seasonal gift-giving. And I got different answers back. Oh, they would like this, they would like that. So I tried to engineer my presents to what the parents of the grandnieces and grandnephews told me the kids would like. Well, the one family that I wrote to, my one nephew, great kid, great guy, assistant principal, wrestling coach, has just a beautiful family of 3 boys. And their whole life, he and his wife, their whole life has lived around these 3 boys. I sent him the same question, and he wrote back, he goes, you know what? He goes, really, really appreciate the spirit of your giving, but we don't need anything. As a matter of fact, we're moving from one house to another, and I'm actually trying to downsize the amount of stuff that the kids are bringing. They have way more than they need of everything. So I was like, wah, wah, wah. There's a couple of nieces and there's 3 nephews that aren't going to get a gift from old Papa Roo, Unk Man. But so be it. And then I'm thinking to myself, as I'm getting ready to go down there, I go, I'm going to run into those 3 grand nephews. And I don't know if they've heard from the other nieces and nephews that the other kids got gifts, but they didn't. So that was like a real thought to me. So I'm scrambling at this point. And I'm like about the night before I'm getting ready to leave. I'm like, what am I going to do if the boys... I don't want the boys to feel hurt because I didn't get them something, but I got all the other grandnieces and nephews something. So I looked through a couple of my old boxes of laboratory equipment, And this was about 3 years ago. I had bought a digital microscope for use in my lab. Digital microscope, which are super cool. They're not very good though. But digital microscope, where basically it's a small TV screen like this, and the microscope hangs over whatever the item is that you're investigating, and the picture of it shows up on the digital screen. So I'm thinking, and then the boys are like 13, 10, and 8. So I'm like, you know what? And it was an unopened box. I hadn't even opened the box. So I got an idea. Let me take this thing that I had bought for myself a few years ago, and I'll bring that to the boys. So we meet up. They show up on Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's having a good time. And I'm like, hey boys, I got you guys a gift. So the three of them are huddled around me, and I pull out the box with the digital microscope. And I'm thinking I'm going to get a couple of, oh, wows, this is cool. Oh, this is, expectations, agreement number 3 violated right here, because I had an expectation. So I'm sitting there, and the kids open the box, and they're looking at it, oh, this is interesting, this is neat. And within about 3 minutes, the box is back on the coffee table, and they're off doing boy things, chasing each other with sticks. And I'm like, well, that didn't seem to be a big hit, but no big deal. Everybody's going home. Everyone's gone home. And now it's cleanup time. So I'm cleaning up, helping my sister clean up the house. Guess what's sitting on the coffee table? Guess what's sitting on the coffee table? The digital microscope. They no more took it than the man in the moon. Okay? They just left it right there, right where they had plopped it. Boop. I did all that worrying about gifts and what is someone going to think, and if somebody got something that somebody else didn't. No, Mushy, it wasn't empty. The box was, they just left it there. They were like, now I get to practice my second agreement. Okay? My second agreement is don't take anything personal. Okay? Including if somebody doesn't like your regift. Okay? Jesse, same story. So the moral of the story is you can practice your 4 agreements by first of all having no expectation, pops, that they'll even like your regift. And if they don't like your regift, and they leave it right in your face, don't take it personal. Okay? And take it home. And what do you guys think I'm giving to the Secret Santa that I have this year? Shh, don't tell my Secret Santa person. What do you think I'm giving them this year? Any guesses? Any guesses out there? Oh. Corey, you're brilliant. Okay. Johan, we don't play that here. Johan, we're going to delete your message, but not you. Johan, we don't talk about politics here and divisive issues. So, love you, mean it. Please stick around and get the spirit of the place. But we don't talk about politics here, so we have moderators that will delete those comments. And if you keep it up, then we time you out. And then if you do keep it up some more, we just ask you to not hang around with us. Okay? But at this point, we're saying please hang around with us because you probably didn't know that. All right? You probably didn't know. So we avoid politics, and we avoid religion, even though I say that, and I'm going to talk about religion just a little bit here today. But those of you that have political opinions, they're valid, they're real, they're yours. You have every right to them. I have right to mine. But this isn't the forum for that. If we want to have political discussions, we'll do it somewhere else. And I usually like to have my political discussions face to face with somebody, rather than over the internet or over texting. Too many things can be misunderstood. I'd rather look someone right in the eye and then be able to hug them before and after our conversation. Okay? So my political conversations are 99% in person. I don't spend any time doing texting on those things. Strange Chernobyl black fungus may eat radiation. Jesus Christ, you're such a crack up. Okay. You know what? I was going to do that, but I'm going to do something else this morning. Hold on. There's a mushroom that's growing around Chernobyl that's eating radiation. The radiation that's in the soils and stuff like that that's irradiated there. And it's eating it. And the mushrooms are surviving and thriving. And they're actually sucking the radiation right out of the soil. I'll get you some more information on that. But I did run across this article this morning. And even though I'm talking about religion, this is a very religious time of the year. Am I right? I mean, we've commercialized it, incredibly commercialized it. But this is a very religious-centric time of the year with Hanukkah, with Christmas, with Kwanzaa, with different things to do with religion. So, some of us here, I've spoken to at least 5 of you personally, and you've explained to me about your experiences around religions and what is known as church hurt. Church hurt. It's kind of a generic topic, a generic concept of you are actually hurt by the church or the organization or the group that you thought were going to be your hospital, a place to go and heal. And we were actually hurt by that organization. We're not being specific by any means, because it's across the board. It's across the board. It's in every religion. It's in every denomination. And it's in every culture. That we risk the opportunity to really hurt each other in these organizations. Then there's also guys like me. I have a little bit of church PTSD because I reached higher levels, quote unquote, higher, and I was able to see the leadership as extremely human. And these are men that I was trying to be a saint and wanted to be with saintly people. That's its own topic. And I'm looking around and I'm comparing, which we're not supposed to do, myself to these others, and I'm like, this is nothing like what we tell the people in the pews it looks like up here. We're the biggest phony baloney Sadducee, Pharisee you've ever seen. And I'm right in the group of this group of phony balonies. And it burned me out. It burned me out. I was in a church that really, really spoke against divorce. Divorce was anathema. And I'm preaching against divorce. All kinds of scriptural references. He'd spend whole Sundays talking about don't get divorced. Meanwhile, I'm having one of the worst marriages you can imagine. Not worst, but it was just a dry, dull, brown stick of a marriage. There was no flower between us. We were brother and sister. We'd see each other come and go from the house. There was no intimacy, literally, for the last 10 years. I lived in a different room in my house. And meanwhile, I'm doing marriage counseling. How many of you think I told any of the people that were being counseled about my real life at home? How many of you think I did? How many of you think I didn't tell people about my real life at home? I was in absolutely no position whatsoever to be doing marriage counseling based off of the condition of my own marriage. Zero. I had no business in that game. Zero business. And internally, I was having a crisis of faith. I wasn't believing the stuff that I'm preaching, but I'm still doing it. So I could still get the accolades, and I could still get the attention, and I could still be the big shot in the group. And it was wearing at me, you guys. It was breaking me down. My wife was fine with it. She was fine with our relationship. She really was. She would have gone on like that till we both died. And I was 48 years old at the time, so what we're looking like 19 years ago. And I came to the realization I don't want to play church anymore. I want to stop being a hypocrite. I want to stop telling people stuff that divides us. And I just want to get out of the game. And I want a divorce. I don't want to be married anymore to this situation that's really not healthy for me at all. I wasn't looking for something else. I wasn't dating someone. I wasn't worried about another lady. And I just needed to clean up my own act. And at this point, my addiction was the religion itself. So anyways, I asked my wife for a divorce. She doesn't want to give it to me because we took an oath before a higher power, and we're stuck with each other until we die. That was her idea of the oath. And I was like, screw the oath. I'm not screwing the higher power yet. I'm pretty sure if he's a good guy, he'll forgive me. But I'm out. And so I file, and we're getting a divorce. And I hadn't told the membership at the church, but she did. I don't blame her. That was her support system. She ran straight to the ladies at the church, straight to them, and told them that this husband, and believe it or not, they actually thought I was a really good guy there. They thought we had this great marriage, and we were like an example couple. Phony baloney. But we were this example. I hope you guys aren't being bored by this story. I apologize. I'm trying to tell you where I come from with religion. And I've been doing this business for 19 years. Had one of the biggest churches in Pasadena, California. We were bringing in all kinds of money to the big place by passing the basket. We were extremely successful, top 3 in Southern California in terms of enrollment and how much money we gathered every Sunday. And you're allowed to keep a certain portion of it for your parish, but then you have to give the lion's share of it to the head church. I'm making a long story longer. I'm making a short story long. Here, I'll never forget. I showed up to church a couple of weeks after filing for the divorce, and the leadership calls me in, and they basically said, "We understand what you're going through, but you can't be in this church anymore. We need to ask you for the keys. We need to ask you for all of your passwords. We need to ask you for this and that, and you have to go away." I wasn't that sad about it. I was kind of tired of showing up and being a phony. I wasn't that sad about it, but that was their response. Instead of bringing me in and seeing what kind of help they could provide, what kind of assistance and guidance. Is this a marriage that could even be saved? Talk to us, Brother Pops. It was an automatic, you're out. Okay? I expected that. I wasn't surprised by it. But I also know that that's not how you should handle that. They take my wife, ex-wife now, and she became an even uplifted more member of this congregation. Poor Mrs. So-and-so. Her husband is leaving her. She made it clear that she would have stayed till she died, but it's his fault. He's the one that did it. So now I'm kicked out, and she was the music minister of the church. You would think, well, maybe they don't want her to be the music minister anymore. No, you still get to do your ministry. And the girls, the ladies in this church, basically convinced my ex that you're still married, even if there's a divorce. That's the law of the world. But there's a higher law. And you took an oath to a higher law. And since you took an oath to the higher law, I'm sorry, Mrs. Music Minister, but you're still married. You're welcome here. We love you. We want you around. But we want you to act like you're still married to the bum that we kicked out. You're married for life until he dies. Once he dies, you're off the hook. That was what they preached and taught her. Well, I'm still alive, and she's still unmarried, and still playing the instruments up front. Now, by all accounts, that's some crazy stuff. Yeah, Herbie, she gets to not only play the guitar, but she gets to play the victim. When people exit high control environments, a church is considered a high control environment. A cult is considered a high control environment. We here at T do not consider this a high control environment. This is a very low control. We only have 2 controls, and that the moderators take care of that. Everything else is free game. We can talk about anything that's uplifting, that's kind and good. I refuse to be involved ever again in a high control environment. But listen along with me. When people exit high control environments, they often lose the value system that once shaped their every decision. That happened to me. I lost that value system, thank God. Because it was a terrible value system. It was based off of judgment. It was based off of separation. It was based off of division. It was based off of we're good and you guys are bad. If you don't want to be bad anymore, join the good group. And we're all going to heaven. All of you baddies, sorry. All of you divorcees, sorry. They often lose the value system that once shaped their every decision. That can be extremely confusing. So Kathy Harris, a facilitator, always begins by helping her clients unpack what happened. Once clients understand the mechanics of coercion, things begin to make sense. Why they stayed. Why leaving was so complex. And why the aftermath feeling is so overwhelming. Then the work about reconnecting, then they have to work to reconnect to their inner wisdom. Religious trauma doesn't just create fear of authority, it creates a profound distrust of self. Katie Simons adds that people have been taught they are bad and that they must give their power away to an outer authority for salvation. The healing process then must point them towards their own personal authority, their own sovereignty, and their own empowerment. Do you guys mind this topic today? Give me 5 people that don't mind this topic. We don't do this very much, you know that. But I'm counting this around the holidays. This is an around the holidays topic that we can do once a year. A lot of you, I know some of you, have been hurt by your involvement in a highly controlled environment. I know you have. I've heard from some of you. I empathize with you. I've been there. I was one of the ones causing the hurt for years and years and years, and then I became one of the ones that was hurt. And then I stayed away from any kind of mental wellness growth for years. And I just chased money. I just became a commercial capitalist. Katie Simons adds, okay, I read that. Clara McKinley focuses on gently untangling the trio that keeps people trapped. Fear, shame, and the black and white thinking. Good, bad, heaven, hell, marriage, divorce. Everything's black and white. You're saved, you're not saved. You're a sinner, you're a saint. Much of the work needed to be done is helping them reconnect with intuition, with autonomy in their bodies after years of being taught to distrust themselves. Don't trust yourself, trust us. Trust the guys up front that are passing the basket. We know what's best for you. Work gently with your body. Religious trauma isn't neatly contained in the mind. It lives in the nervous system too. For that reason, Avery Colora warns that these issues in our tissues, in this case, hypervigilance, shame, the sense that being wrong is dangerous, they may pop up to the surface at any time. Psychedelics can reopen those wounds quickly. That's why preparation is everything. Scott says that before any psychedelic work, we spend time establishing nervous system safety, mapping triggers, and understanding how conditioning might surface in an altered state. Deeply held beliefs and judgments have a tendency to show up as Herculean protectors during ceremony. Oksana Kirisanova works with the body. Somatic tools support nervous system repair, reducing hypervigilance and fear. Integration work centers on reclaiming autonomy, reconnecting with your intuition, and forming a self-chosen spiritual or secular worldview. The process is slow, compassionate, and it's guided by the client's pace. This part is important. Guides are not here to offer a new doctrine or dogma. Not here for that. As Wallace Murray puts it, healing religious trauma doesn't require abandoning spirituality. It's about disentangling coercion from connection. My job isn't to convert anyone to or from anything. It's to support them in reclaiming their own dignity, their own agency, and a relationship to what feels sacred to them. Mary Decker holds the same boundary. My role is to listen, validate, and walk beside them, not to replace one belief system with another, so they can remember who they were before the conditioning. Cheryl Coley sums it up. A guide's role is to provide the client respect, agency, and safety to make meaning of their experiences without interjections of the guide's own spiritual, religious, or worldviews. Help the client reclaim their own inner terrain at their pace, in their words, through their truth. Psychedelics put you in a highly suggestible state. This is true both during the acute experience and afterward. That's the neuroplasticity we're always talking about. And while most facilitators have good intentions, not everyone does. History has shown what happens when charismatic leaders combine psychedelics with persuasion. History has shown us that, hasn't it? If you're healing from one high control situation, the last thing you need to do is stumble into another one. So as you navigate this space, look out for red flags. If a guide positions themselves as a guru, demands unwavering loyalty, isolates you from others, or pressures you to make big decisions while you're still integrating, run the other way. Trust us. No, wait. Trust yourself. That's all I'll have to say on that topic for the rest of the year. We're good here for the people that are feeling hurt. We're good here for the people that are feeling hurt. We're here for each other. And it's not just church hurt. There's other things in the world that hurt us. There's other things in the world that we are turning from. But the people that are here, that are willing, that spend the time, that want to put an hour in every day, you guys are working on yourselves. That's called self-healing. And I'm so proud to be here with you guys. I'm not the guru. I'm not the guy that's controlling anybody. I'm also a guy that will never ask for your money. That's the very first thing you look for. And they tell, is he always right and everyone else is always wrong? Run. Be the first to admit that you're wrong or you don't know. And don't take people's money. These are things that I'm learning. Today was a share day on those things. We'll quickly jump to the 5th verse of the Tao. Heaven and earth are impartial. Did you see what I just said? Religions are not impartial. Politics is not impartial. Those are the two things we avoid because they're partial. They seek to divide. We seek the exact opposite. Heaven and earth are impartial. It's man that makes them partial. Heaven and earth are impartial. They see 10,000 things as straw dogs. The sage is not sentimental. He treats all his people as straw dogs. The sage is like heaven and earth. To him, none are especially dear, nor is there anyone he disfavors. He gives and he gives, without condition, offering his treasures to everyone. Between heaven and earth is a space like a bellows, empty and inexhaustible. The more it is used, the more it produces. Hold on to the center. Man was made to sit quiet and find the truth within. In the world, and in these two outfits that I talk about, politics and religion, there's a great respecter of persons. By that I mean, the more money you donate, the cooler you are, the better DRR you are. The more time you give, the more... We have this way in our culture of valuing some people more than others, based off of whatever the values of the group you're with. It's so harmful. I took this approach 17 years ago. Be no respecter of persons. That doesn't mean don't respect people. It means don't respect somebody more than another. Sometimes it's really hard. I like this person a little more than this person. That's normal. But because I like Joe more than Mary does not mean Joe gets a bigger piece of cake when I'm slicing up the cake. Everybody gets the same amount. Everybody gets the same effort from me. Everybody gets the same kindness. Everybody gets the same forgiveness. I'm not going to respect one person more than another. It's not always easy to do. It's not what we were taught. The guy on the corner holding up the sign saying he's homeless and he needs a couple of dollars. Is he any less of an important human being on the planet than the guy that's driving a BMW and he's got a 5,000 square foot house and he makes 250 grand a year? And who am I supposed to respect more? Neither. I'm supposed to offer my gifts to them all equally. That's what a sage does. Heaven and earth are impartial. But it's not normal. Normal is to kowtow to the $250,000 guy and drive right past this guy over here and don't give him a buck. The Tao does not discriminate, period. Like heaven and earth, it's impartial. The Tao is the source of all. It's the great invisible provider. It doesn't show preference by giving energy to some while depriving others. Rather, the basic life-sustaining components of air, sunshine, atmosphere, and rain are provided for all on our planet. By choosing to harmonize our inner and outer consciousness with this powerful feature of the Tao, we can realize the true self that we are. The true self is our unsentimental sage aspect that lives harmoniously with everyone. This aspect doesn't view life in one form as more deserving than life in another form, and it refuses to play favorites. Or as Lao Tzu states, he treats all his people as straw dogs. Lao Tzu uses this term to describe how the Tao treats 10,000 things that compromise the world of the manifest. In Stephen Mitchell's translation of the Tao Te Ching, he explains that straw dogs were ritual objects, venerated before the ceremony, but afterwards abandoned and trampled underfoot. In other words, Taoism reveres and respects existence impartially as an ebb and flow that is to be revered and released. With impartial awareness, the sage genuinely sees the sacredness within all people in this ceremony we call life. It's a practice, I'm telling you. Practicing everybody in the same light. Your like and dislike of them has nothing to do with how they should be treated. You need to work on why don't you like them. I'm going to guarantee you there's something inside you that's triggered that you don't like about yourself, and you see it in them. You spot it. If I spot it in someone, I got it in me. You spot it, you got it. Somebody rubs me the wrong way. If I start digging into my impartial awareness, there's something about them that reminds me of myself. I'm cringing because I used to do that. I'm cringing because I know what that feels like. Be incredibly self-aware in your impartiality. Am I getting ready to treat this one more special than this one? Don't do it. Don't do it. That's not what we're called to. Let's go back to the baby in the crib. Does the baby in the crib notice if it's a black man that's squeezing its cheek, or a white man, or an Asian, or a Latino? Do they? Do they know if the person that's squeezing their cheek and googly goggling at them and they're goggling back, do they know if this person has a lot of money, a really cool car in the driveway? Do they? They don't. That's where we need to be. As impartial as the baby. I'm not telling you it's easy, because it's not. I'm telling you it is spiritual growth of an enormous exponential. If you can start working on that, if you can start working on that, your partialities were given to you by your environment. Those that raised you and how you were raised. They weren't given to you at birth. They weren't given to you by the Tao, by the path, by the universe. As the fifth verse encourages us to be aware of this unbiased source. The world source to me is unbiased. The sun doesn't choose to just shine on pots. The sun shines on all of us. The lightning bolt didn't just hit my house. It could hit anybody's house. It's an impartial world. We create the partiality. We draw the boundaries. We draw the circles. We make the flags. We create the pledges of allegiance to such and such a concept or such and such a thought. And we carry guns. And we make bombs. Well, after all, I gotta have something to shoot at the other group. Nature didn't make a bomb. We did. The more rapport we have with the energy of the Tao, the more we're living from an all-creating perspective. The more that's available to us. In the universe, the energy of the universe, it's impossible to use the energy of the universe up. If we consume more, we simply receive more. But if we attempt to hoard it, we'll experience shortages within ourselves, along with the failure of having even a wisp of understanding. The Tao and its inexhaustible powers paradoxically disappears when we attempt to exclude anyone from its unprejudiced nature. The varied forms of life are illusory as far as the Tao is concerned. So no one is special or better than anyone else. God sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. Practicing impartiality is a way to incorporate the 5th verse into your life and to practice its wisdom in today's world. To that end, this is what I believe Lao Tzu was trying to impart to us from his 2,500-year-old vantage point. Stay in harmony with the impartial essence of the universe in all your thoughts and all your behaviors. When you have a thought that excludes others, you've elected to see yourself as special and therefore deserving of exceptional favor from a source of being. The moment you've promoted yourself into this category, you've elevated your self-importance above those whom you've decided are less deserving. Thinking this way will cause you to lose the power of the universe. Organizations, including religious groups, that designate some members as favored aren't centered in the Tao. No matter how much they try to convince themselves and others of their spiritual connection, just the act of exclusion and partiality eliminates their functioning from the true self. In other words, if a thought or behavior divides us, it is not of God. If it unites us, it is of God. We want to be careful. We want to grow our self-awareness. Am I being impartial? Am I favoring person X over person Y? Well, it's normal. It's normal in this world, but it's not normal in the world of the sage. And I think many of us here strive to be more of a sage today than we were yesterday. More of a wise person. More of somebody who sees everybody as the same, from the same source, deserving of the same gifts as anybody else. Give me 5 people that get what we were talking about today. Just 5. We got a mush mouth. Just give me 5 people that kind of get what we're talking about here. Work on it. Thank you guys for validating this. Thank you, sincerely. It's an area I think we can all be working. I still have work to do. And I'm not going to stop. I want to be more impartial. I want to be less judgmental. I don't want to exclude anyone. I want everybody to be welcome. I want everybody to feel the same goodness and kindness that I have experienced. I want to be that guy. You guys do too. Work on your impartiality. You'll see it coming up today, somewhere along the line. You're about to treat someone a little more special than the person next to them or the person you're going to go see next. Don't do it. Watch yourself grow. Your inner self was going to go, wow, I really don't have to listen to the world and those creepy messages that they taught me. I want to treat people just like I did when I was a little guy in my crib. I want to be childlike. With them and them and them and them and them and them. Thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for listening to me today. It's a topic that we don't discuss very often, is the religious part, the church hurt. But it's out there, it's a real thing. And there's people in recovery from it. And as I'm working towards my facilitator certificates, I'm finding out that this is going to be an area that I feel like I can be of service. Because I've experienced things. So my empathy can be brought to the fore. Four things. Be impeccable with your word and your actions. If I'm not going to say anything negative to Joe, if I'm only going to be positive to Joe, I'm only going to be positive to Mary. I have no reason to be impeccable with one group and impeccable with another. That's not impeccable. Don't take things personal, including if they don't like your regift. Okay? Don't have expectations. Just do what you do because you do it. It's who you are and it's who you're becoming. Not because you expect something. Not because someone's going to think you're great or pat you on the back. Or do it because it's coming out of you. It's flowing. You have so much in you now. And it's just bubbling out. That's why you do what you do. And do your best. Just today. This is the part where I connect with 12 steps. One day at a time. I don't know about tomorrow. I really don't. I might have a plan. But if the plan doesn't work out, something else will. But I focus on today. On my behaviors today. One day at a time, I'm getting more sage-like. One day at a time, I'm becoming less partial. One day at a time, doing your best. Let me scroll you guys out of here. I'll see you next Monday. Don't forget to sign up for your Secret Santa. If you want to be on the Secret Santa list, it's for the week after Christmas, so you don't have to worry about anything between now and Christmas except getting your name into Niffer Mama, or me. You can email your information to me. I'll get it to her. All we need is your name and your address and your willingness to send somebody a gift for the value of $10 or do a re-gift of something that you received. We highly recommend that. Or something that you've made or grown. And those are invaluable. We couldn't put a value on those. So get into the Secret Santa. The week after Christmas, we'll be sending stuff back and forth. And then the following week, we're going to have fun talking about what got sent, who sent what, blah, blah. We're going to have a week after Christmas where we're going to be Christmas again for a day or two. Okay? So we'll see you guys on that deal. Get me your information or get it to Nippy. And we have until Wednesday to complete the list. All right? Mushmouth, thank you for being here this morning. Vegas, empathy is wonderful. Zozo LSD, nerves. There's my girl. Sue Little, what starves you, garbs you. That's pretty interesting. Mushy and spearfishing. Why should you have empathy for evil people? Who decides they're evil? Who made that decision? That's my start question. And because you think it's evil and I think it's evil, that's not the issue. The issue is, how do I treat them, myself? I'm not going to treat an evil person evilly. I'll have empathy for them. Green Table, Derek Anderson, Joe D's, Vegas, Lynette, Mushy, Sanum, Trenty the Trenty Trenterson, Exception, Emily, Jesus, Joe, Lynette again, Herbs, Aaron, Headbuster, Trenty, Nippy, have a wonderful weekend. Contact Nippy, Sanum, Mushmouth, Clean Grow, Calico Kid, Lynette, Vegas, Lynette, get your information in. Joe G's, Derek Anderson, Greenie, get your information in. Good job. Daniel and Lynette and Cleanie and Jesus Christ in Australia. Nipper Mama, Pidgey Page, have a great weekend. Jesus, I'll see you Monday. Anthony and Aaron and Joe D's, Laura, have a divine weekend. Greenie, love you. Mushy and Greenie and Cleanie and Jesus and Laura, Divine and Herbie, Malworthy, Cabroken, Furry, Kabop. Jesus Christ and Sue Little, Lynette and Daniel, Pops, peace, kindness, and today's big message is be impartial. Don't be a respecter of persons. Respect everyone. We're incredibly blessed just to be here, you guys. Spread your blessings. We're so lucky to even be alive. We get a new gift every single day by waking up and getting to spend time together as this wonderful group, and then taking whatever we learn here and practicing it for a day till we get back together again. Pops, peace, love, out.